I want to tell you something that's going to change how you think about working with a real estate agent. Most agents know one neighborhood really well, maybe two. I have actually lived in 5 different Cincinnati communities: Westchester, Liberty Township, Madeira, Marymount, and Blue Ash. And before any of that, I grew up right here, born and raised. So when I tell you I know this city, I don't mean I've driven through it. I mean, I have had a front row seat to what it actually feels like to live in different parts of Cincinnati at very different stages of life. And that changes everything about how I help people find their home here. But I actually believe there's something even more important than knowing and loving Cincinnati that makes me a successful real estate agent. It's how I won Rookie of the Year in my brokerage and became a top 5% Keller Williams Realtor in my region in just a few years. Have you ever talked to someone who is clearly not listening to you? Eyes glaze over, you know immediately they're not ever going to remember anything you've said. That's not me. I'm the person who learns your life story in the Delta Lounge. I exchange numbers so I can hear about what happens next. I'm the one who strikes up conversations with a stranger while watching Wimbledon matches at strange hours in Hawaii. And fast forward a few years, and this stranger is now one of my dear friends and one of my favorite travel partners. I have so many stories like this, and it's all because I love to connect with people, to hear about their lives and their interests. It probably stems from my not so traditional path to real estate. I went to Miami University, both for my bachelor's and my master's degree, and my career started in college counseling. I spent years helping people navigate some of the biggest decisions of their lives: what to study, what path to take, what career to pursue. And I loved that work because it was about understanding what someone actually needed, helping them to develop their vision of their life, and then guiding them to get there. And after spending years of helping others pursue their big dreams, I decided to try something completely different. And I opened a lunch cafe with a colleague, a casual neighborhood kind of place. And I loved that too. But what I realized pretty quickly was the thing that I loved most was not the fresh food or even the business side of it. The thing I loved most was the people, the regulars, the conversations, the relationships. We were literally known as the Cheers of the neighborhood. And I took great pride in knowing our customers. And after that chapter of my life closed, I started paying attention to what I actually looked forward to. And the honest answer was a little unusual. I had been spending my weekends scouring websites, looking at homes, driving around Cincinnati, visiting open houses just for fun. Not because I was necessarily in the market, but because I genuinely love homes. I love Cincinnati neighborhoods, and I love thinking about how spaces shape people's lives. And eventually I thought, wait, I love Cincinnati, I love cool homes, and more than anything, I love helping people make big decisions. What if I just did that for a living? And that unique path is exactly why I specialize in creating one-of-a-kind real estate experiences for all of my clients. Here's the thing that I believe that drives everything I do. Buying a home is not just a financial decision. It's a happiness decision. Where you live shapes who you become. It shapes your kids. It shapes how you spend your weekends, who your neighbors are, what your mornings look like, whether you feel connected to your community or like you just ended up somewhere. I spent years in college counseling watching what happened when someone chose the right fit versus the wrong fit. It's not subtle. The right environment changes everything. Surrounding yourself with the right people matters. I bring that same philosophy to real estate. I will never encourage you just to buy the most expensive house you can afford. My goal is to help you find the right neighborhood for your actual life. I want you to discover the place in Cincinnati that fits who you are and what you value. The fact that I have personally lived in different parts of the city means I'm not guessing. I know what it feels like to live in Westchester versus Marymount versus Blue Ash, and that knowledge is all yours. Plus, my vast network of professionals, lenders, contractors, plumbers, electricians, all of it are available to you when you need them. Real estate isn't about a house. To me, real estate's about community. And I know our relationship really begins at the closing table. While other agents may view you as a transaction, I simply don't. I want to know when your birthday is, what your go-to coffee order is, which causes and nonprofits are close to your heart. I want to celebrate your job promotion or your new baby, and I want to drop off your favorite cookies when life is feeling hard. The Leah Joos group will be there for all of it because you're never just a client to us. You're an important part of our Cincinnati community. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about my Cincinnati, because I think it matters that you know the person behind the videos. I'm a Bengals season ticket holder. Hooray! This is not a casual commitment. It's a lifestyle. If you're moving here during football season, I'm just gonna warn you now. Game days in this city have a real energy and you're gonna get pulled in. Come down to the riverfront for a tailgate or join me for a game. And I'm a Reds fan. There is literally nothing better than a summer evening at Great American Ballpark with a hot dog and an ice cream and a plastic red Reds hat. And if you've never done that, it goes on your Cincinnati bucket list the moment you arrive. And I bleed red and black for my Bearcats basketball. Miami University for school, UC Bearcats in my heart. If you know Cincinnati sports, you understand the complexity that's there, and I respect you for understanding. At home, I have my husband, Steve, and our daughter, Coralie. I'm sure you will absolutely be hearing more about her at some point. I have 3 cats named Misha, Mazel, and Benito, and a corgi named Joey. And Joey is named after Joey Votto and Joe Burrow, which I think tells you everything you need to know about how seriously we take Cincinnati sports in our house. We are a Cincinnati family through and through. This is not just where I work, this is home, and I want it to be your home too. So, what do I actually do and who's this channel for? I specialize in helping 2 different kinds of people. First, the people relocating to Cincinnati from out of state. Whether you're being transferred here for work, moving for family, or you're just ready for a change, I'm your guide. I have lived in multiple parts of the city and I will help you find the neighborhood that actually fits your life, not just the one that sounds good on paper. I'm also relocation certified, so whether you're receiving relocation benefits through your work or you're simply just moving from your home state for the first time, I have the skills and background to help your move as seamless as possible. The second group of people I help are the people who are already here in Cincinnati and they're ready to move up. Maybe you bought your starter home a few years ago and it's time for something more. Maybe the neighborhood you chose at 25 is not the right fit at 40. Maybe you're recently married and expecting a child and you need your first family home. I get it. I've been there. I can help you figure out what's next. If you're thinking about moving to Cincinnati or moving within it, I would love to be your resource. Not just for finding a house, but for understanding the city and finding your perfect home within it. Every week I post a new video about Cincinnati. Neighborhood tours, home prices, market updates, relocation guides, everything you need to make a confident decision about where to live. And I make them for people just like you. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the weekly neighborhood tours, market updates, and relocation guides. And if you have a question, drop it in the comments. I read every single one and I will answer them. And if you are seriously considering a move to Cincinnati, I have a free relocation guide linked in the description. It covers top neighborhoods, what homes cost, school districts, all of it. Download it. It's completely free. And if you want to talk through your specific situation, my email's in the description too. I would genuinely love to help you. I'm Leah Joos. This is my city, and I cannot wait to help you make it yours.